All right, so before we get into actual game, a couple of housekeeping things. First of all, this should pop on everyone's screens and let me know that it does.
I drink potion of heroism. Oh wait, no, sorry. Go ahead.
That.
It's the party inventory. I see it.
Correct. So here's the kind of rules for that. Everybody should have access to it. You can all edit it. What I would recommend you guys do is as you collect treasure, put it in there to be divvied up later. However, if it's in there, like if one of you guys finds a sword and you put it in there, that means I'm assuming nobody has it on their person to use it, right? So if you find a potion or a sword, put it on your person, not in the party inventory.
Right.
Okay.
And then, you know,
How do I edit it? Because all I have is the.
so go to your journal,
Sure. Yep.
upper right, and you just click on it, and the upper right it says edit. Scroll down and type in description and notes.
I actually don't have an edit.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then let me make sure. Oh, here you go. Now try it.
Bring it up again.
Voila.
Yes.
There you go. Okay. So, and then once you guys get back to Hastow, whenever that happens, the next step I would recommend doing is breaking it up in guild house, in cart, right? So like in cart is what you guys are kind of collecting as you go along. Merrick party.
Merrick party.
So that's that. If it's in there, I'm assuming it's not on your person. So make sure you know. Make sure you know who has what. Secondly, Andrew, check your journal again.
My journal. My character sheet, you mean, or my journal?
No, in your journal there should be something else listed up there.
Let me go back to that. Yes. Oh yeah, the wild forms. Cool.
Yep. So now you don't have to look up their hit points, their attacks. It's all there. So when you turn into a wolf, bring up the second character sheet. You can click on the bite attack. You can see what its stats are, its hit points, and everything.
Sweet. And so as I start to add more that I'm doing more, we can add more of those.
I already have a kind of preemptive list going, and I've been slowly working on them. The ones I figured you might be interested in. So let me know ahead of time if you're thinking about one.
Okay.
But this way, I'm trying to minimize in-game looking up stuff.
That's sweet.
Right.
Well, especially since the Roll20 makes all this possible for sure.
Totally. Yep. What was next on my list? Okay.
Is that a sneaky plug for Roll20?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, Roll20 is really great, guys.
We talked about it.
I know ReGen is our normal sponsor, but
we talked about it. Now we need to decide who has this.
So I wore that at the thing because it was more appealing looking than splint mail or whatever I'm wearing now.
Right.
There's no reason for me to wear that because it gives the same armor bonus as what I'm wearing right now.
Sure.
It doesn't make sense for Jay to wear it because
it'll lower his
because reasons.
Well, it'll either lower it or make it exactly the same.
It makes it the same, but there's stuff that I am not supposed to do while I'm wearing armor. So yeah, I don't want it.
And Merritt can't wear it because it's metal.
Right.
So we give it to Brennan.
We're gonna give it. I think we're gonna give it to either to Brennan or to Gudrus.
It's up to you, but who are you guys giving it to?
Gudrus isn't here. Here, Brennan.
Yeah, Brennan gets it at least for now, and we can.
Okay.
We might take this back later, but here, Brennan.
Okay, so I'm gonna put that on him very quickly.
Because he was wearing what, leather? Studded leather?
Studded leather, right.
Okay.
So it'll actually increase his AC.
By 1, I think.
A little bit, yep.
1 or 2. Still, worth having.
Well, and depending on when he gets to level 4, if he just takes the straight agility increase, like the 13 plus dex, so...
Well, and we can see what kind of armor Gudrus has. She could either take his
studded leather. Do 1. But anyway, yeah.
Okay, so it's on Brennan. Perfect. So he's set to go. What else do I have on my notes?
So I have all 3 potions, and first thing we probably need to talk about after we, do the M and stuff is what are we gonna do with these potions?
Yep, figure out who has those.
I have them.
Okay.
Potion of heroism, potion of invulnerability, and a potion of diminution.
Okay, so second question is determine if somebody other than you should be holding them. Who's most likely to use them, whatever.
Sure.
Right.
Well, so the potion of invulnerability means you take like half damage.
Yeah, it's for 1 minute, so it can
So
kind of replace my
I think
usage
you should
of,
have that one probably.
Yeah, it can
Well, I mean,
replace my lack of rages if we get another scrap here.
Sure. It just
Well,
basically
right.
gives you a blanket resistance, right, for a minute.
For a minute, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, and you could even stack that with rage to take quarter damage.
Jesus.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
think resistance is stacked, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
see why they
well,
wouldn't.
he's out of rages for now, so if
It
that
doesn't
won't
matter
come up
now, yeah.
right now, but
Right.
we'll have to look that up for after just to be sure.
I believe they do. I could be mistaken, but I believe they do.
I used a freaking rage on that last fight and didn't even get hit. Feels bad.
All right. So what about the other potions? Who's getting those?
What does the potion of heroism do?
For an hour, it raises your max HP. And does some other cool stuff that I don't remember off the top of my head. Here, I can look it up though. 10 temporary hit points, and for the same duration, you are under the effect of the Bless spell. No concentration required.
Under the effect of the bless spell.
Hashtag blessed.
That's pretty good.
Diminution just makes you small. So
The diminution's almost more of a utility thing.
it is. So it's not going to help us in this situation. But somebody should take the potion of invulnerability while we're down here. And, well, I mean, heroism, like, even maybe now. And then somebody should take the potion of invulnerability. We just have to decide who of the three of us. I have four. And I don't think we're going to give it to...
you should have the invulnerability potion because it'll allow you to just eat damage.
Yeah.
Because you've already got a big health pool. The other one gives you bless. That might honestly be good on Merrick.
Blessed, really?
Well, I mean,
yeah.
if you went bless and then went into bear.
No.
Yeah.
And
so you're
still
adding
had
a
10
D4
extra
to
hit
every
points.
attack. Every attack you make, you're adding a D4. Every save you make, you're adding a D4.
Okay.
And it gives you how many hit points?
10 temporary hit points.
So you have 10 more hit points than you normally would as well.
That's a wicked good potion.
On top of your your animal shape form. So you'd have that health pool, and then before you revert, and then even then you'd have 10 extra hit points on top of your normal pool.
So here's a question, Goose. If he takes that in human or gnome Merrick form, so he has 10 bonus hit points.
I don't think the temporary hit points would go to wild shape because the wild shape assumes the hit points of the bear. But all the rest of the stuff would go.
He would keep them when he came back, though.
Correct. If he was still under the effect of the potion, if he was still under the effect of the potion when he reverted back to gnome shape, those temporary hit points would be there waiting for him.
Gotcha.
All right, so Merrick, I'm giving you the potion of heroism. I'm taking that off of my inventory.
Okay, potion of heroism on my inventory.
Yep. And so that lasts for an hour, so you might just drink it now and just have the effect, because we're probably not going to be in here for more than an hour. I'll just need to try and see if I can sneak the potion of invulnerability right before we need to battle somebody.
Yeah, what is the rules for drinking a potion like during battles? Like just like
it takes an action.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really want to waste my action on it, but I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing if I drank it and then move. Well, yeah. Anyway.
I mean, in a perfect world, if you kind of figure where it's coming, you take it before, but it's also not the end of the world to take it as the first action you do either. It just kind of depends.
Sure.
Okay, any other housekeeping before we jump into it?
I don't think so.
All right. If we have any music, let's get some dungeon delving music.
That's a good point. I completely forgot, but I'll get that going.
All right.
Does that give a save?
All right. So last session, you guys entered the town. I should know this. Hold on, let me get my notes. The only thing I made sure everything was ready on the computer, and then I didn't have my actual paper notes in front of me. Let's see. think it was Dremen or Deming. There you go. You guys went north to the town of Deming, where you arrived. You went to the contact a gentleman who said his daughter went missing. He gave a very unexpected reception when he knocked on the door, basically slammed it in your face and said he'd talk to you tomorrow. Confusedly, you guys went off to the Dragon Breath Tavern, where it turned into a movie that I have apparently never seen before. And
You still haven't seen it? It's been 2 weeks. What are you doing? It was in Halloween.
You had out so much time.
So it appears as if the staff are werewolves and they have been abducting patrons for whatever reason. Goodress, who retired early, went missing. So you went down into the passages below the tavern, where they smelled of underground and wet fur. And Emin, unfortunately, right before we ended the session, was slain by 2 carrion crawlers, and the party was unable to reach him before he was past the point of no return. And that's where we are now.
And there was a critter that I opened the door and I peeked in, and
Yep,
it was
and there
eating
was-
silver.
And there was a something over there that Lucius was really skeeved out by.
Yeah, but we just found. Did we just find Emin?
We just found Emin. You slayed the carrion crawler, so this is the immediate after effects of basically coming to terms with the fact that Emin is in fact not with us any longer.
In that case.
Are we switching to sad music?
Can you bring the dungeon up, Goose, so we can see it?
Oh snap! Yeah, I have it up on my screen, and I forgot to move the little thing. There we go. Because I can have a different screen up on mine than you guys have.
Oh, dang it.
It's okay.
That didn't work.
All right, so that's where we're at.
So I'm gonna look down and see that it's Emin, and just kind of touch his chest and see if I feel any breath. And it's quite clear that he's dead, I assume.
Yes, it's very clear that he is dead.
So I'm gonna kind of make a gesture, kind of like a Catholic crossing themselves, but more of an ill-matery gesture, and I'm gonna grab kind of fireman carry, pick him up,
Mhm.
and
You just died.
Yeah, you went robot-y on us, Aaron. Aaron,
It's roboting super hard.
I know, super robot.
I know, it's hard. We're all having trouble,
Discord's even breaking up over it.
yeah.
Aaron.
Well, the good news is I got an opportunity to use the sad music that was meant for the funeral last time. They
Yeah,
just
there you are.
breezed right through that. That was a...
okay, so you can hear me now?
Yes.
Yep. So you fireman carry, and then we lost you.
Yeah, I'm gonna drag him over to here and just kind of lay him down, and in a respectful posture, and I'm going to turn to the others and say, we will grieve for him later. I will perform his rites later, but we have other things we must do right now.
You see, Bremen kind of kneels next to the body. He puts his hand on the shoulder for a minute, and then he unstraps his short sword and straps it to himself.
The cursed one?
Yep.
Do we know it's cursed?
You do. You know there's something wrong with it.
I'm gonna
he,
turn
he
to
has
him
to.
and
He has to attune to it.
I'm gonna turn to him and say that sword is cursed.
He says, "Yeah, but it does seem to affect those werewolves. So if we run into him, maybe it will continue to affect him."
All right, be careful with it. And I'm gonna look to the others and see if there's anything that they need to say or do.
I look down at Amon, my friend, and apologize for suggesting that he go down the path. Saying that I forgot how stupid you were, but when I made that suggestion, because my own dumb, before I had a chance to correct my own dumb idea, it got you killed, and I'm sorry.
All right.
French is just visibly, he's just staring and visibly just trying to hold it together. And then it just kind of boils over, and you see him just kind of point his head up and just roar. Like, he just can't, he's too mad.
All right.
Lucius is gonna stand up and put a hand on Krentz's shoulder and say, let's take care of the people who are responsible for us being down here. And then move to store right here.
Okay. You
I'm
try
gonna
to
actually right here, and I'm gonna kind of push it open with the hilt of the.
you try to open it and it's locked. And as you're messing with that, from the next room over, apparently Krench's roar caught some people's attention, and the door opens and a guard steps out. Let's everyone roll initiative.
Oh boy! I'm gonna click on my character portrait first, and then I'm gonna roll initiative.
If there's any justice in the world, this is going to be a very high roll for me.
Look at this! I can just do it quickly. Woohoo! Woo.
Oh wait,
Uh-oh.
I wasn't sure if this was working correctly.
What is that?
Because I hover over it and it doesn't do the math right. So I was just
1d2.
rolling it straight. Because I don't know what it doesn't show me what it's rolling.
It's rolling a 1d20 plus.
Selected and then,
Initiative underscore overall.
well, it might be right, I guess. I'd like it to show me it rolled a 9 and added a 3.
Well, on your character sheet where it says initiative, what is the green number right there?
3. Okay,
Okay,
so
so
yeah, that's
if that one's
probably
right, it's probably right, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Damn it. I wasn't first. Feels bad.
I also forgot I have these other two heroes.
I guess I am kind of first.
You're first among us.
Now, he comes through the door and he's gonna swing at me first.
Oh, hold on a moment. Hold on.
It might swing at Merrick. Merrick's small.
That's true. It's right in front of him. I hope he moves down one first.
Right? Oh, you left my zone. Lack of opportunity.
So sneak attack, only someone has to be within 5 feet for him to get it, right? So
he would get it if there were a friendly that were engaged in combat with the target he's attacking.
So if nobody's attacked anybody yet, they're not really.
Well, if wait, no. So he would get sneak attack there because he is engaged with Merrick. Merrick is a threatening character.
Right, fair enough. So Bremen draws his short sword and sprints over there and rolls an 8 to hit and misses. That brings us to the guard. You hear him scream for help and attack Bremen. And miss. And then one more guard comes from the next room and he attacks Krench and also misses. Wow!
These rolls.
I know. And that brings us to Krench.
I'm all out of rages, so I'm gonna take my great sword and just attack recklessly to this one.
All right.
20 to hit.
That will hit.
For
Good
19.
thing you were reckless.
For how much? 19?
Yeah, 19.
Crunch just rears back and just lops this guy's head clean off in a fit of rage for Emmon's death.
And then I will bonus action to attack the one beside him for a 16 to hit.
I imagine this is one swing where he takes both guys' heads off.
I summoned them to me with that roar, and they said they got the result.
It's like one of the bug lanterns.
You see, Bremen kind of chuckles and he says, "That only worked because they were looking at me." He sheaths his sword. All right.
So they came from that door.
They came from here.
I'll
Is the
say,
door
Prince, do you
open?
wanna? Yeah, do you
Well,
wanna
it's
take a
op-
look?
it's open now.
Do we see anything in there?
Oh, sorry.
Here, I'll go right there, and do
Yeah.
I see anything?
Yes. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna give you a little cone vision here. Ah, come on. Come on, meow. There we go. That was terrible.
I see an empty space in front of me.
Those are cells with people inside them. All right, let me reveal the rest to you now.
So there's a nerd and a lady.
That
Yeah,
Gu-
hold
Is that Gudrus?
on. No, but that is.
Aha.
So the woman directly in front of you. Hold on, let me get to the right thing here. Is the woman directly in front of you is one of the two women who was with the gambler.
Oh.
The guy directly above him is a halfling that you've never met before. The one directly below Gudrus is the gambler.
This
that you
guy?
guys were in. Yep.
Okay.
Then there's Gudrus. The one right above Lucius currently, I'll reveal the rest to you in a minute, Aaron, is one of the men, the random men that was in the bar. Same thing with the guy directly next to him. And then there's the other girl who was with the gambler. He had the two girls with him. So there's both of them there.
Anything down below here?
Looks like there's a door right here.
There is a door there. By the way, I did it on all of the dungeons I've made after this one. I made them with white doors, so they're easier to see.
Okay.
There you can see it now better.
Can I see visibly if they're all alive and well, or what state they're in?
They are alive, but Gudrus and the gambler have both obviously been roughed up a little bit.
I'm gonna come back over here to these guards and I'm gonna search them for keys.
And I'm gonna
yeah,
go to open this door.
You definitely find a key on them, and
Okay.
Crunch, when you open that door.
I'm gonna come back here and start opening cells, starting with Gudrus's.
So I told you, by the way, Aaron, that bottom door you checked was locked, right? And that's when the guards
Yes.
came in.
Does this
okay.
key work on these cells?
Yes, the key does work on the cells.
Okay.
Crench, as you walk in that room, it appears to be some kind of an armory. There's tables and weapon rack, and there's basically one or two versions of all of the melee weapons in the player's handbook and a couple of shields. They're not anything special, but they're certainly functional.
I'm gonna go in here and cast. I think I have detect magic ready.
While you do that, hold on there. So
Sure.
Gudrus walks. She says thank you. She walks past you guys on the ground over here. It looks like her belt was right there, with her dagger still on it. So she kind of scoops that up, and she kind of like flips over the inside, and you see there's two secret pouches in there. She pulls out a small vial and quaffs it, and then 1 moment. and then asks if any of you need a healing potion.
I think I'm okay for now.
I'll tell her. I think those of us that remain are okay.
And as she's strapping it on, she kind of stops and she says, "Well, Remain, where's Emmett?"
He didn't make it.
She finishes strapping her belt on, and you can tell she's visibly upset. And this guy comes. I mean, these people are all coming out. It looks like you kind of know that the guy that was gambling with you is some kind of an adventurer. He's not quite a commoner. He clearly has some kind of he's kind of holding his side. He has some kind of an injury. Goodress was a little bit roughed up, but the potion seems to have set her quite right. And as this guy comes up, Goodress, it seems like she was going to say something, but kind of was at a loss for words when you told her what happened to Emmon. And this gambler guy, whose name I forget, hold on. Cullen, that's right. Cullen says, "You guys might want to hurry. There were 2 more of us, but the bartender just came and took them in that room down there," and he points to the door that Crench just opened up, points toward the armory.
I'm going to tell everybody there's basically an armory in here, and they should come in here and arm themselves before we move on.
And I'm not finding anything with detect magic.
No, they're all common weapons. So he's indicated that they went through this door, but he doesn't see what happened. So he's saying the bartender came in, grabbed 2 more people who were in cells, and then took them through that door where Merrick and Crench are.
I'm looking at these people. Does anyone other than Goodress and this guy look like capable fighters?
No, they're all very clearly commoners, like regular people.
I'm gonna point to the gambler guy and be like, "You, can you fight?"
He kind of, he's like, "I'm not in great shape. I don't know how much help I can
heal you.
be."
Can you fight?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Healing Word on him.
All right.
Let me find it in my fancy new thing. Healing Word, cast spell. That didn't cast right. Let me see. Yeah, that didn't cast right.
Well, 1d4. How many is it supposed to be?
It's supposed to be 1d4, but it's also supposed to add my wisdom modifier.
Okay, so we know it's 5, basically. But yeah, you can fix it real quick.
Yeah.
So he gets 5.
Let me do something here very quickly.
There we go. That's better.
Need to do something real quick here.
While I'm here, I also want to take a look at. Here's something. Would Lucius know how lycanthropy is transmitted?
Make a. I'm gonna say a nature check. And actually, Merrick could do the same. Is that a no? I don't have it up.
That's a 3.
So no.
Merrick could do it if he wanted to, though. He got a 12.
Merrick, you don't know too much about it, but you do know it is possible to both be born with it, and it is also possible for it to be transmitted, but you're not really sure on the specifics of how it will be transmitted.
Yeah.
I want to kind of just look at everyone I see here and just check them for bites, scratches, and more severe wounds.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Oh god, I rolled so bad. That's an 11.
Okay.
I'm doing the same thing with my limited nature knowledge about what's going on.
Well, this would be a medicine check.
He did a medicine.
Oh, cool.
He got
Great.
a 22.
Okay. Other than the 2, Goodress and Cullen, the rest of them seem to be in fairly good shape. And as chatting with them, you basically get the sense that they were the ones that didn't go quietly. So they kind of put up a little bit of a fight and got roughed up as a result of it, whereas the other ones weren't not real keen on fighting back from werewolves trying to grab them.
Sure. So are there bite marks?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So, but we there were 2 people that just got taken. So this guy said he could fight. I assume Goodrus is good. And how healthy do they look?
Who's they?
Goodrus and the other guy.
As well as can be expected. They seem like they're fine after a little bit of healing.
Okay.
I'm gonna motion to have everyone who's not gonna stay down here with us go ahead and get up on the elevator and start heading out.
Do we want them to go up yet, or do we want them to just kind of wait in this room until we're done?
I would think we've cleared everything up, haven't we?
That doesn't mean more things can't have come in, though.
He goes, well, if you want them to go, this is Cullen talking, he said, if you want them to go up, I would be happy to escort them up.
Fine. Take them.
So he rounds up the folks, and they squeeze tightly onto the elevator, and you hear it kind of creaking and creaking, and it makes its way.
And before they went, I was asking them to open the door that's shut that Emmon went down.
This door?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he shuts that door. Okay. They shut that door.
I'm talking about the one at the top.
Yeah, to open the one that's barred.
Open
I
it
got
up
you. On your way out. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. I mean, you guys can. There's a pulley to lower the elevator back down.
Yeah,
Even
but I
though-
just want to make
just
That
in
way we
case
can
it's
go
not a
either
bad
way,
idea to have
yeah.
2 ways out.
Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah, he says that's no problem.
All right. So this is a door seemingly into that same room.
Seemingly.
Certainly appears that way. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
that's they said that they saw werewolves take people
He
into
said-
this room,
He said, yeah.
into the armory.
I'm gonna motion for Gudrus and Brennan to kind of stand back, maybe flip the table over to use as a little bit of cover. I'm like,
Okay.
just shoot in behind us. We're gonna breach.
Okay.
And
So
is this door locked?
the one you're at? No, it's open.
Oh, so we can see through it.
No. Let me rephrase.
Oh.
It is. You can open it. It's not locked, but the doors are closed.
I'm gonna look
kinda-
through. I'm gonna hold up the potion of invulnerability, and I'm gonna be like, "Is anyone else gonna have anything to do before we go through this door?"
I'm just gonna kind of nod and ready myself.
Merrick, ready to go?
Merrick is ready to go.
I'm gonna down the potion and open the door.
All right. Before you guys open the door, Goodrees uses her 2 inspiration dice, and we'll say, well, Merrick already has the bless potion. So Lucius and Crench, you both have bardic inspiration. On a roll, you can add a d6. You can do it after you roll, but before, whether I've said it's to hit or miss.
Okay.
So you can do it on attack roll, saving throw, or damage, any of the above.
Nice.
All right, opening the door.
Opening the door.
More accurate on basically turning the knob, but then kicking the door down.
All right, so the doors fly open, and as you see the room, it looks like there was like a curtain rod about in the middle of it where the curtains have been pulled open. Standing next to it is a woman cowering in the corner. That's, hold on, come here, clicker. That's
This one?
woman. Yep, that one right there. She and the controls for the curtain are right next to her. You would assume she was the one doing it.
Is this knifey girl?
That is Knifey Girl. So you have this commoner cowering in the corner. You have Knifey Girl, the one that was quiet and had the bandoliers of daggers across her chest. She doesn't have any of that now, but looks like she has a sword and a shield from that room you guys were in. And then the woman directly close to her, the blonde to the south, is the woman from the young couple that was in the bar earlier, where the guy kind of insisted on coming with you, and then he kept screaming, so you took him out. And she's holding a spear, and she's kind of shaking, and it's clear she has no idea how to use the spear. The werewolf, who you recognize as the clothes of the bartender, is on the other side of them. And on the far side of the room, there's a platform, a raised platform with a throne made out of like a satin-like material on a pedestal, and that's where the Baron is sitting with 2 guards in front of him. And just next to his throne is a small dragon. He's kind of petting it, and he looks a little bit surprised as you guys walk in, and he says, "Well, what's that dude's name? Gask. It looks like we have some new audience members, or maybe participants to our show."
So is she looking like she's fighting the werewolf?
No, it looks like the 2 women in the middle were kind of facing each other.
These two?
Correct. But they're not, you can tell they're not really fighting, and by the gauge of it, the knifey one, as you call her, seems like she has some proficiency, and the other one is just a woman handed a spear. You don't imagine if there actually was a fight, it would last very.
Does knifey girl look like she's willing in this, or doing this against her will?
It's hard to say. Well, make a would be insight check. Make an insight check.
Merrick with the 19. He's showing me up all night.
I know. Lucius, you're not quite sure what to make of it. Merrick, you get the impression that she's not particularly like, it's not something she's anxious to do, but she's kind of the strikes you as the do what needs to be done type.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as part of busting through the door, Crunch is already going after this werewolf.
Yeah. Just attacking straight out?
Yeah, he's a freaking
roll
werewolf.
initiative. All right, roll initiative.
And I'll be doing the same.
Okay. Before anybody else moves, roll initiative.
I'll actually go there.
I rolled a 10, maybe.
Coming through this, they killed my friend. Crunch is looking for revenge at this point.
Ooh, who rolled the 20? Gask? Which one's Gask?
Well, his icon's right there next to him. Can you not see the icon? On the turn order?
Oh, the
Yeah.
werewolf?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We still got to get Gudrus and Brennan.
Yep, I'm getting there. I got a lot of initiatives to click here.
And my detect magic is still running too.
Okay. What's the range? Is it 30 feet?
The range on detect magic is 30 feet. Yes, and it runs for 10 minutes.
So the only thing that you see that is coming up as magical is a ring on the Baron's finger.
Okay.
There we go. Perfect. Okay, and now we need to get her. Don't need that anymore. And
So- Good thing you took that potion, I think.
Well, yeah.
all right, let's get these numbers here sorted out. All right. Why does the wolf show a 13? He was a 20, right? Did somebody change that?
I didn't change that.
That was weird. All right, it was a 20, right? I'm not crazy.
No. Hashtag surprise round? No, I'm kidding.
Well, I think our surprise was we got to move into melee for free.
That's pretty fair.
Oh, and actually, I got to do her as well. Oh, you know what? That would be this. This one.
Damn it, Gudrus. Really? A 1? Come on. Just useless in battle.
You got holes in your bones, and you rolled a 1 initiative.
At least you got the bardic inspiration out, I guess. Take that.
Why do I have a... Oh, never mind.
By the way, did you know bards can cast Liamon's Tiny Hut? We're about to be level 5. Just saying.
That could be spicy.
Yeah, a little something extra on the road for us. No, that's up to Goose. He's controlling.
One moment. As usual, I thought I had everything all set, and you guys caught me off guard.
What? Because we just charged in?
Yep, which is cool, totally cool. But I do have to do something else here.
I mean, at this point, like, French is like, we have to either kill all these people, or we have to, like, run, and they're gonna come after us, so...
Sure.
Like, once we started killing them, then you just gotta kill
Sure.
Don't leave a job half done.
them. Don't half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing. I think the dungeon is done. I think it's time for us to start pumping up the battle music. Oh, dang it, not you. Go away. I don't know how Rhythm Bot works. No! Bringing in Groovy. Groovy's coming up off the bench.
All right. There we go. I think I got that set now. And
A lot of people in this fight.
I know. Yep,
That must be Knife Girl.
it is.
If she attacks me, I'm going to grab her face and cast Inflict Wounds.
All right, we're here. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's do this.
Bring it, you werewolf bastard.
So as the did you quaff your potion, by the way?
I did.
He did.
Cool.
Right before I rammed through the door and went into attack.
Shit, check. This is one of the first ones I put in, so I want to make sure I got better at putting these in here as the time went by, and this was one of the very first ones I put in. I think I made it.
If ever there was a time to critical hit, now would be it.
All right. So as the Crench charges with the rage of loss and battle fury, the werewolf turns and attacks. 23, I assume, hits. The 11, probably not. So 9 points of piercing damage as you takes a chomp out of your arm as you move into attack.
Reduced to 4.
No, you're not raging. Oh, you have the. Oh, you're right.
Potion.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
I'm gonna give him the "you first" look.
You see, Sveta turns. She hucks her spear at one of the guards.
Ooh.
She misses.
Misses, and then runs in this room.
You know what? I'll take it.
The werewolf would get an attack of opportunity if he wanted to.
Yes, he would.
But would he want to burn his reaction on her?
Yes, he would. And
Okay.
he actually did hit and did 9 points of damage. As she hucks the spear and turns and runs, he kind of grabs her leg with his jaws, and her leg is bleeding as she runs and limps away into the other room. Crench.
Ah! Where is that button? There we go. Great sword, great weapon master, reckless. Damn it.
Oh no.
7 to hit?
No. Will not hit.
Yeah, he's blinded by rage and isn't very accurate. And that's my turn.
All right.
Oh, well, actually, can I take back the reckless part? I didn't notice Lucius is flanking, so I would have had advantage without it.
I mean, it doesn't matter. You still miss, right? Oh, so they don't reckless to you.
So
okay, yeah,
I don't get the damage back.
gotcha.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
not
yeah,
bad.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem.
Alright. But yeah, still misses. And that's my turn.
The commoners both. She drops her spear and starts running and screaming into the other room, and this one just runs over here and starts cowering in the corner. Lucius.
That I don't think would work. See, we're 4th level right now, right?
Yep. Technically...
Let me see, where is it? There it is. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I don't have a, I haven't made a thingy for it yet. But we are going to Ray of Enfeeblement on the werewolf.
Oh, what does Ray of Enfeeblement do?
I will copy paste the thing.
All right. So I'm assuming it's 3rd level, right?
It's actually, I get it at level 3.
All you
So all I
pasted
got-
was
it's-
what it
it's a
does
class
at high...
Yeah, all you pasted was what at higher levels. I was like, what does the first part do then?
Black beam of energy, blah blah blah. Make a spell ranged attack on the target.
Okay.
On a hit, the target deals only half damage with weapon attacks that use strength until the spell ends.
I will let you know he is not using weapon attacks. He's using.
Well,
lights.
I mean, it would be an attack that. Wouldn't it be any attack that uses strength?
That's a good question.
His claws and his teeth
Oh,
are
'cause
registered
enfeeblement is-
weapons, Goose.
It's the strength. It's the strength that's because you're enfeebling his strength. Okay, yeah, sure, that makes sense.
Okay. So I need to make a spell attack roll.
I was thinking if it did something to the weapons, that wouldn't make any sense, but
Never mind, it doesn't hit.
Didn't hit. Okay, just mark off the spell slot. Is that your turn?
How do you mark off the spell slot?
There's a little place in the upper right-hand corner of your spell book that lists how many, or you should have put in how many of each spells you have. So it's like maximum, and then how many you've used, or how many you have left.
Yeah, so I suck because I did that apparently when we first set up the sheet and I haven't been keeping track of that.
Well, we can look it up real quick with a 4th level druid. I don't think you've casted a spell yet down here, have you?
No, the only one I cast was the Detect Magic, which is a level 1.
Okay, so a druid.
So that, yeah, that.
You're gonna have 4 first level and 3 second level at max, and then so just
Okay.
mark down that you've used 1 first level.
I'm actually going to step back to here.
Okay, so that would
And-
provoke an attack of opportunity.
He's already
No, it
used
won't.
his
He's already used
reaction.
it.
Oh, you're right. You're correct.
And I have reach with my polearm, so I can still hit him,
Sure.
which means that he's still threatened by me, which means he Crin should still get
Still
advantage.
get advantage. Absolutely.
I mean, I'll take it.
I want to make sure we agreed on that before I did that.
Mhm.
Theoretically, I could also hit the Baron from here too.
Oh wait, so this is a baddie.
Those are all baddies.
Okay.
This
He
is a
was the
dragon.
one that kind of like said, "Oh, Crest, we have bad people that came in here when you came as."
He's the one that didn't give me the 100 gold he owed me for rolling a 13 in that game.
We're gonna
He
we're gonna take care of that and so much more.
He didn't take the bet because he's a bitch.
Yeah. Well, anytime somebody puts that much gold down, there's only one reason.
So
That's kinda your
Lucius
own
is
fault.
done.
Yep.
You see Bremen toss the crossbow to Gudris, pull out his short sword, charge to here, and I forgot to do something on him real quick, but I can do that like super fast.
many spells do I get?
And using Aemon's short sword, he attacks the werewolf. And he hits
Attaboy.
with the 17 for sure, and he does 8 piercing damage plus sneak. I already put sneak attack in there. So 1d6
Wow,
plus 1d6
really
plus 2.
low for the sneak.
He rolled fairly low.
Yeah, 3320?
Yeah.
What's the 0?
That's a good question. Because it's programmed to do 1d6 plus 2, and then 1d6. So it's probably the second d6 not getting.
Oh, okay.
Right. So he definitely runs in there, and he gives him a gouging wound on his shoulder as he turns. And that brings up. And then he is going to. Hold on. I got to remember. I want to try to make these guys. He's going to take his cunning action to disengage and protect the combat.
I mean, he doesn't have to disengage. The thing burned its reaction, but okay.
Well, I mean, he
So does he only have one-handed weapon, or does he have 2 now?
Who, Bremen?
Brennan, yeah, he should have 2 short swords and should be able to use his bonus action to attack again.
I mean, he can, but none of his other weapons will actually hurt the werewolf.
Okay. That's true.
That brings us to Merrick.
Okay, so I shout out to my party that the Baron's wearing a magic ring,
All right.
and immediately proceed.
Bring me that finger!
Yeah, bring me immediately cast. Since he's kind of like in the middle of his 2, I'm trying to cast the. Can you guys see that? Me highlighting that or not?
No.
I'm trying to cast my entangle.
Oh, I can see that now. Yeah, the yellow you did. Okay, so it's a
Yeah.
20 foot, right?
Yes.
So you could cover, theoretically, those 2 squares and...
No, I want to cover all 4 of them.
Yeah,
You can get
all
all
4.
4 of them.
That's
You
what
can
I'm
get all
saying,
4,
you can get those 4. It
There's
only
your
let me
entangle
ping
right
so
there.
fast. There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do you have the spell macro? Just click it. So there we go. Perfect. That's why I like having it in there. So a creature in the area must succeed a spell or be restrained until the spell ends. A teacher restrained by the plants. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's go ahead, and it's a strength save. What's the DC? It's not in there. It would be your proficiency bonus plus your what's your wisdom? +3 or +4?
My wisdom is +4.
So +4. So it would be a DC 14. Okay, so here's the top guard. Fails.
That's fail.
Bottom guard passes.
And the big one.
The dragon.
Wait, the
Fails.
dragon is an actual dragon?
It's
Yes.
it's a
wormling.
It's a wormling, a child dragon, basically.
Ooh,
baby.
shit.
And the baron passes.
Damn.
Okay, so bottom one. What's
Baron has +3 strength.
there? We go. There, he's restrained.
And the dragon's restrained.
Right.
It still behaves as rough terrain for them now, though, I believe.
No, it says restrained, so they have to break 3 of it.
Well, I mean, even the people who made the save, it's rough terrain, I think.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Makes sense. All right. So let's see. A creature in the area when he casts a spell must use the creature restrained of the plants uses action to make a strength check. It frees itself on success. Frees itself on spell engine. These kind of difficult to train. Perfect. Okay, everything you said is true. Okay, Merrick, you still have movement.
Got movement, and I can do a cantrip counts as a bonus action, right?
No,
No.
cantrips
Okay.
are never bonus actions, but some regular spells are.
Okay.
It'll
So
say in
if
the
you-
it'll say
if
in the
you
casting
wanna-
action.
If you want to cast 2 spells,
Mhm.
you can cast a bonus action spell and a cantrip. That's the only time you can ever cast 2 spells.
Okay. All right. Well, then at that point, what I'm going to do is stay where I'm at. All right. And actually, I'm going to move out of Goodriss's line of fire.
Okay.
And dragons are something that I could talk to, right?
I mean, dragons can talk.
They speak common.
They literally just can't talk.
Okay, so even like a wormling can talk.
Mhm.
Okay.
But chromatic dragons, like white ones, tend to be evil. Metallic dragons tend to be good.
Correct.
And this is a chromatic dragon?
A white
This is
dragon.
a white dragon.
Okay. So it's definitely evil. Well, not definitely,
But very likely.
Yeah.
All right, Merrick, your turn is over. You see the Baron shape into a half dragon.
Oh shit.
He then moves to here.
I attack him.
You can't attack him yet.
He hasn't technically left
He
your
didn't leave my range, you're right.
range. He's still there.
And he's going to use his breath weapon.
On who?
It's a cone. So it would hit Bremen, Merrick, and the commoner.
Commoner lady's gonna die.
Oh, that feels bad.
And let me find it.
If I had the polearm master feat, I could have attacked.
So you need to make a Constitution save, DC 13.
Oh, he rolled pretty high on that too.
She passed the Constitution save, takes half damage, and is turned into an icicle.
Yeah.
It's a cone of cold. So she is literally frozen solid in the corner and clearly not around anymore. Bremen will make a Constitution save and fail, and will take 23 points of cold damage.
Is he down?
He is down. So Bremen is currently down. And Merrick, you also need to make a Constitution.
Constitution save.
Oh no.
Failed, so you take 23 points of cold damage.
And I'm down.
You
Alright.
don't have 23 hit points?
No, dude, got 19.
Shit!
Jeez. Alright. That is the Baron's turn. The Wormling takes an... Wait, does Entanglement require concentration, or does it just stay there?
It just stays there, I believe. Let me double
No, it
check.
requires concentration. So when you went down, the spell would have ended.
Okay.
These two guards move up to attack Lucius. The dragon moves... Oh, the dragon, this is not his turn yet. Oh yeah, they're both going basically the same time. We'll just do them right. Alright, guards. They both start poking at Lucius with their spears. First guard misses. Second guard misses. And the dragon, when I can find his sheet, because I have 800 of these open.
I might have made a miscalculation here.
He attempts to bite Crench. 14?
Nope.
Okay. And now it is Gudrus's turn. You see Gudrus sprints into the other room holding the crossbow that Bremen gave her. She was probably going to use that and stay behind safely, and then shit started going way south. She will instead cast this onto Merrick, and Merrick is now at 6 hit points. And then she uses the... Whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. She uses the rest of her movement to dive back behind this table.
MVP! Finally doing something!
And that brings us to the werewolf. He moves on the other side of Crench.
I attack him.
Oh yeah, make an attack of opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Is your glaive magical?
No.
Oh no.
14 hits. Oh, but it's not going to do anything because he's a werewolf. Yep.
Except, will you let me do my Channel Divinity, Touch of Death.
Does it say it takes an action, or is it just any time you hit?
When you hit a creature with a melee attack, you can
hit a creature with a melee attack, so yes.
So that's 5 twice my cleric level. So that's 11. Yeah, we're level 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 11 damage.
So the 11 points of damage will definitely stick.
Yeah, the rest probably won't.
The rest will not. Right. So he seems shocked as this necrotic energy just kind of, goes around his body. Kind of this crackling black energy kind of hovering over his skin as he limps over and then moves into a flanking position on Crench. Tries to bite him and does so, but for a whopping 3 points of damage, so 1. And then, enraged for his inept bite, swipes to attack. I assume a 19 hits for 7 points of slashing damage down to 2.
Sorry.
It's all good.
So then that's reduced to 3.
To 3. So 4 total points of damage.
Okay.
Crench, you're up.
She's just out of here.
I'm gonna move up to here.
Alright.
So I've got flanking with this one and this one still, it looks like.
Correct. Either of those would be considered flank.
So I'm gonna start with this guy.
This one here, with the guard.
The guard,
right?
yeah.
Right.
Kill the ads.
That's right. I know to kill the ads. Oh, yeah, crit!
21 does indeed hit, and the 31 damage.
31 damage.
Just cleave him nearly in half. He drops to the floor.
And I will use my bonus action then to go ahead and attack the Baron.
Alright.
Kill one of the ads and then go after the guy that's actually killing people. 19 to hit.
19 to hit does hit.
For 20.
He takes 20 points of damage. You put a massive wound across his side. He howls in rage and then turns to face you.
And I'm going to yell at him to stand down.
Alright. That's your turn?
That's my turn.
Lucius.
Alright, I am going to summon my spiritual weapon right here.
Woo!
And it is going to attack this guy.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Does a 14 hit him?
14 does not hit him.
Okay, well, it's still there.
Yes, it is.
And since that didn't hit him, I'm gonna try to hit him with my glaive.
Alright.
I'm assuming an 8 does
An
not
8
hit
does
him.
not hit him is correct.
Damn.
The dice are not in my favor. And that's that.
Alright.
Brennan
That
making a death saving throw?
Bremen making a death saving throw.
Come on, buddy. Live.
I forgot that's actually on the sheet here.
Live.
Nope,
No.
that's not a success.
That's okay. Gudrus likes him. I'm sure she's gonna come in and take care of him.
She's gonna pull the heel and dive again.
But I can,
It's like a bob and weave, but
Yes, you are up, Merrick. You are up at 5 hit points or 6 hit points and ready to rock and roll.
oh, wait a minute! But you had 10 temporary hit points.
Did you ever quaff the potion?
Yeah, you took
Yeah.
it right when we were there, right?
no, I didn't quaff the potion.
Yeah, he never quaffed the
I
potion.
gave it to. That's fine.
That's all right. He's up.
I'm alright.
Now, if
But
you
I'm-
go, now remember, if you wild shape, you get full hit points in bear form.
That's
I know.
right. Yeah.
And I can also wild shape as a bonus action.
Correct.
And I can cast a healing spell on our friend Brennan, right?
You could.
You can use, if you have Healing Word, it's a ranged one and a bonus action. You could use your action to wild shape, or
Well, no,
you
he
could
can use his bonus. He can use his wild action to bonus shape.
his wild action to bonus shape.
Yep, exactly right. You heard what I said.
I think he can do it as an action too, though, can't he?
Either or. Yep.
But then
So,
you won't be able to attack. So you're giving up. You're healing him and giving up the ability for you to attack something.
Yeah, if you wild shape as a bonus action, then you could also attack with it. Bremen needs at least 2 more failures before he's actually dead.
Yeah, I can healing word him next time. It's
And plus, I don't think Gudrus is going to do that much, dude. I think, Gudrus is going to heal him.
Yeah, you definitely have 2 other healers.
All right.
At this point, Brennan's turn is already over, so...
Yeah, the really only danger to Brennan is if the Baron decides he would rather disengage from all you guys and stab him on the ground.
That's not gonna happen.
Which that doesn't make tactical sense.
He's looking at me right now.
I'm letting you know it is possible, just kind of throwing it out there, but you're right, it doesn't make a lot of tactical.
He'll eat 2 attacks of opportunity if he does that.
One of them from the guy that just hit him for 20.
Yep.
Right. One of them's from the guy that did not hit him at all.
Well, sure. Yeah, okay.
All right, so I'm going to wild shape into Barrick.
The return of Barrick.
Let me get you in here.
Go back to adding spells to my spellbook.
Dun, da, da.
And
I missed
now,
you,
if you bring
buddy.
up that character sheet, by the way,
uh-huh.
it'll have his attacks in there. So basically,
Yes.
when you do the attacks, use the Barrett character sheet. But for the saving throws, do whichever. Like if you have to make a saving throw, whichever one is higher, you use that one. So probably for intelligence, wisdom, charisma, you would use your own, and for strength, dexterity, constitution, you would use the bears.
Okay. Well, then at that point, if I go by the werewolf here, am I going to get is that going to get an attack of opportunity?
Nope, only if you go backwards. If you walk up, you will not.
So if I go here,
You're good to go.
okay. So I'm going to go there, and I'm going hard at the Baron.
All right,
You have advantage because I'm flanking.
100% true.
Bear on Baron violence.
I'm going with my bite.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
You can do both. You can do bite and claw. by the way.
Right. Yep. 20 damage total.
So the gnome gets up off the floor, wipes the blood from his face, and charges the Baron, the half-dragon Baron, transforming into a giant brown bear as he gets there, paws him across the place, grabs him by his ankle, starts tearing at his leg. And that brings us to the Baron. His breath weapon does not recharge.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a great angle on it right now, anyway.
No.
But
He
anyway,
could
yeah.
hit, he could
That's-
hit you and Barrick and his werewolf.
His werewolf, right?
Desperate times, desperate times. So he will turn and attack Crench, the one who hit him for the most damage.
Bring it on.
Ooh, an 8.
Not even a little bit.
Well,
Okay.
no, he has advantage. The werewolf's on the other side.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So 24.
Still, that's not much damage.
No, that's so 3 damage halved and then 2 damage halved. So 5 damage total.
French is starting to look a little hurt, but not too bad. Still okay.
All right, that brings us to the wormling who moves here and attempts to bite Crench. Once I can find that damn sheet. Wow, dude, look at all those ones I've rolled for damage against you. 2 more points of damage. Is the resistance to all damage, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, cool. 2 more points of damage.
Yeah, it's a rage on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
Steroid rage.
And after his attack, Crench, you may make an attack of opportunity if you choose.
Oh, well, hell yeah! I'm gonna take an attack of opportunity. Let's see. Where is that? There it is. Great sword. 18 to hit for 22.
That does hit. And he takes a little nibble out of your leg and then launch, you almost cleave off his left wing.
Fuck off, you little shit.
The guard attacks Lucius for 5 points of damage. I think a 17 hits you exactly.
Yeah, 17 hits me.
So 5 points of damage as he kind of jabs you in the thigh with his spear.
I glare at him.
Goodrees, now emboldened by the presence of Barrick, runs back in. Once I find it.
She finally has an excuse to touch Brennan.
Heals him for 6 hit points. And then she dives back behind the table. And Brennan is at 6 points. 6 hit. Well, I mean, if I were really playing that character with her like constitution and hit points, I would be probably doing the same.
Right, or less.
Well, yeah, I would be hiding behind the table and shooting, and maybe darting in there for a heal.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you guys have your inspiration dice too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm saving it.
That brings us to the werewolf, who will continue their assault on Crench. 3 more points of damage. 13 does not hit, so just 3.
Oh yeah, that was a weird slow load.
Yeah, it
but
was
okay.
delayed. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
They're nickel and diming you.
Yeah. A little bit here, a little bit there.
Lucius, you're up.
Wait. What?
Crench should be
Ah.
up.
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped Crench. I'm
Over
sorry,
here.
Crench, you're up. My mistake. Crench, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to attack the Baron once again.
All right.
With great sword. Natural 20.
Oh, you crit him.
Crit.
For, what was that, 34 points of damage?
35 damage. Because it is all in there correctly.
But you get to a swing. Oh, he's dead.
Oh, yeah. You
Oh,
just
yeah.
I mean, he did like 50 some odd points to him, in 2 hits. He just reared back, lopped off his leg. He's laying on the ground in a pool of blood. Oh, you know what I need to do, actually? I totally forgot about this.
Crench is going to get another attack, too, because he killed
yeah.
something.
He is.
And critted. And that's, by the way, that's both times, by the way. Not only crit, but also knock something down. Like, it can't stagger at all. It's always got to be the same thing.
Hold on. Oh, that's what it was. I keep forgetting, and if I keep forgetting, we're not going to do it. So I have to do it even if it is after the fact.
Oh, the extra wounds table?
Yes.
Lingering wounds. So you've got you're doing it for Brennan and
For Brennan and Barrick. Andrew, roll a d20.
Roll a d20.
God. Not like this.
It might be something minor. Oh, a 20. That's either really good or really bad.
I think the low rolls are bad, right?
It's kind of actually scattered around. Until you use magical healing of 6th level or higher, Andrew, you now have a war scar from your blast of cold breath, a minor scar somewhere on your body, TBD later.
To be deemed later, or?
Yeah, TBD. We'll determine where the scar is.
Okay.
Crench, why don't you roll for Brennan?
Okay.
He doesn't have a penis anymore.
He's a eunuch.
He actually received an internal injury, but it would have been healed on the magical healing that Goodrich did for him.
Aw, nice. Okay, so then I'm going to use my movement to kind of put one hand on Barrick's back and kind of leap over and slash at the werewolf while I'm moving to here. It's going to be kind of a one big sweeping move kind of thing. No advantage on this. Well, do I want to reckless? This is tough. This is a tough one. Do you feel lucky? Do you, punk? I do. I'm recklessing for this attack.
Oh no!
Does not hit.
Whole lot of nothing.
Lucius.
Okay. Spiritual weapon's gonna attack the little shit. So let's see here. That's second level. Spiritual weapon. 13, I assume, does not hit.
13 does not hit. That is correct.
Okay. This guy.
All right. The one that poked you in the leg?
I'm going to inflict wounds at level 2 on him.
Okay. So
He
is that
made me angry.
a spell attack or
It is.
a save? Go ahead and roll to hit.
And it's a level 1, but I'm casting it at level 2. Which is going to add an extra d10 of damage.
It's a lot for a guard.
He made me mad.
Those guys fall over pretty easy, man.
Does a 16 hit him?
A 16 hits exactly,
Wow.
and 12 hit points kills him with only 1 to spare.
Oh.
Oh,
well.
so you did need the extra d10.
No,
So
I
you
didn't,
just-
I didn't actually get the extra d10.
Oh, there you go.
And
So-
he takes 19.
You reach out and just grab his arm as he stabs you in the leg, and you just kind
Not
of
his face.
Okay, sure, his
Grab
face. You palm his face. You just kind of see his skin kind of wither in and suck in. Kind of, he falls to the ground.
Praise Almater.
Indeed. And I am going to move. No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to move.
You're comfortable
Actually,
amongst
yes,
all
I am.
those dead
I am
bodies.
going to move.
All right.
I'm going to move to right here. I'm going to stand on his body.
Okay.
But I'm going to stay 10 feet away from the dragon.
All right. It is Bremen. He rushes past Barrick to here to leave room for him. And he will.
Badung.
Badung.
That's
What up,
Jeremy.
dude? What up,
Hey.
dude? 12 does not hit.
Does he have flanking though with Lucius? Because he's being
Uh,
harried from both sides. And Lucius...
Oh yeah, because of the range. So you're absolutely right. The 23 will hit, and the dragon takes 9 points of damage. He reaches
I'm
and
sorry. Hold on. Dragon?
Yep.
Okay, just
Just
did,
some things.
I walk in and I hear dragon, and it's like, what?
Well, it's a wormling. Technically a dragon, but a baby.
Actually, he'll be here. So he rears back, stabs the thing in the chest. It howls in pain, pulls back. There's blood. What is a dragon's color blood? We're gonna say black. I'm gonna say black blood. Black blood just starts oozing out of the chest wound, and then he uses his rogue bonus action to disengage.
No! Here's the other short sword, damn you!
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? That's good. He actually does. He'll pull out his other short sword.
But
And he'll try-
does he have 2 weapon fighting?
No, but you can still use it, but you don't get the bonus. You don't get the ability to score damage to the second attack.
Okay.
So instead of disengaging, he will use his bonus action to use his offhand attack. And in that case, he would be here. A 22 hits. With his other hand, he draws it and swings at the same time, and the dragon goes down.
Yes!
Now there's just a werewolf.
Just a werewolf and a
Just
good.
hashtag just a werewolf.
By the way, the reason the dragon moved back is he was going to use his cone attack next round.
Excuse
Woo!
me. He was there when he died. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we moved.
We
him.
moved him.
Yeah, but they moved his body to give him a little memorial. Calm down, sir.
Okay.
That brings us
It
to
was short but sweet.
Barrick.
Yeah, Lucius sat on his face and
Yeah, that probably sounds about
Hashtag teabagging.
I'm going to. All that's left is this son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I'm going to do is Barrick to that bastard.
No, but you could unwild shape and cast damage cantrip on him, and then your magic would stick.
Or you
Could.
could do what you could do what you did before with the other werewolves.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
just hold him.
Hold him in place. All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap my grab around this guy.
Okay.
You're going to give him a bear hug?
Yes.
Make a strength check. Oh, well, the save is the same thing. He rolls an 8.
Oh.
You roll a 12. So he is effectively grappled.
And while I'm doing that, just because I'm for good measure, I'm gonna bite the shit out of the back of his neck.
Okay.
You get advantage with that attack then, because he's restrained.
I mean, but the damage won't stick.
You still get
That's
advantage.
okay. Still gonna bite the shit out of his back of his
What
neck.
if you do so much damage that you kill it? Does it then regenerate still?
No,
Yeah.
it just has no effect.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not that it regenerates. Like if a troll, you do enough damage to it, it will kill it, even if it you can just overwhelm it with damage. But in the case of a werewolf, the damage just doesn't happen if it's not magical or something.
Ah, gotcha.
Like we clarified that last time because I was
The chill
using
touch.
chill touch with the
Well-
idea of they won't heal for the damage back. Except Goose was like, hey, I was just kind of doing that for flavor. Yeah, it doesn't damage them.
All right, that brings us to
9 fictitious damage. Well done, buddy.
Goodris. Goodris is going to hold her action. She's not going to do anything, actually.
It's alright. I didn't need any healing anyway.
Oh, you're right. She could 100% heal you. I didn't even think about that. I'm not used to you needing healing, honestly.
Well, I mean,
She's going to run up. We find it. We find it. We find it. And then dive back behind the thing.
hey, I'll take the 6 though. That's nice.
Yep.
That's like 2 rounds worth of hits for these guys.
I'm like holding on to this bastard.
All right. Well, no, here you're definitely next to it there.
Hold him down. I'm gonna hack him to pieces.
In desperation, Gask continues to fight on, attacking Crench. Actually, attacking the bear because he's holding him.
Hey, nice.
Crits for 12 points of damage.
But isn't it at a disadvantage because he's being held?
No, when his movement is 0.
Okay.
Is it restrained, Goose?
No, and it is not restrained. It is grappled. I actually just looked it up because I wanted to be sure. I think we did it wrong last time.
Okay.
20 again, so 20 points of total damage on the bear. Is in desperation, the werewolf is slashing and biting, drawing blood from the great barrack.
So take 20. Okay, so I have 14. Okay.
Crench.
All right. Well, I mean, do I have advantage on the attacks with Barrack holding him?
Nope.
Fine, then I'm going reckless with the greatsword. 19 to hit.
19 to hit. There certainly hits.
19 damage.
That certainly affects him. As Barrack is holding him and roaring in pain from the bites, you just rear back and take a huge chunk out of his side. And kind of a half cry.
And that's my turn.
Lucius.
I am going to move to here. I am
Alright.
going to use my last 2nd level spell and
Okay.
inflict wounds.
All right. Is that a save?
It is not.
Oh, it's a hit. Okay.
And I should have advantage because he's very flanked.
100% flank. Yep.
That's a 22. That damage doesn't seem right.
Oh,
But
wait,
it
no,
is.
It is. Well, you rolled a
Wow.
1. That's why it's red.
1, 3, and 3 out of the D10s.
I get another D10 because I cast it at 2nd.
Jesus.
And can I add my Bardic Inspiration dice to damage?
100%.
You can add it to damage?
Any roll you make, basically.
Damn it,
So
I should have done
added,
that.
it's 14 damage.
He's clearly wounded and heavily injured, but is not dead yet.
And the spiritual weapon moves.
Hey.
And a 7 does not hit.
7 does not hit now.
Feels bad. And That's it. Yeah, can't do
Got it
anything else.
surrounded on all sides. Brennan, I don't even know if he can hit this thing.
He's just gonna kind of step over here for a moment.
He can occupy the same space as spiritual weapon.
Can
if
he?
wants to. Yeah.
Okay, in that case, he will do that, and he will attack with the right character sheet.
That would be handy.
And the werewolf goes down.
Woo!
The second time, Bremen goes in there, puts the short sword through the creature's abdomen, and he falls. You guys kind of collectively take a breather and survey the carnage in this room. Gudry steps in and asks if anybody wants a heal.
And I kind of give her like a.
Well, you don't need healing as a bear, but you need healing as Merrick.
Well, now, Barrack could probably use some heals too, but remember, you can heal yourself while in bear form with your spell slots.
Oh, that's right. I always forget that. You're right.
Yeah.
But
That's
will it
really
heal
cool.
Merrick?
No, it'll heal himself in bear form, or if he reverts, he'll be at Merrick's hit points, and Gudr's can heal him.
Yeah, if mechanically, I would drop the bear form, get the healing, because then if you wild shape again, you refilled your health bar.
Yeah, you will if you re-wild shape, because you do have one left. You'll be back at full health again, isn't it? And then you won't use it
as Barrack.
Right.
That's a good point.
Okay, so
Like-
I'm gonna go ahead and turn back into Merrick.
And she will throw this at you. 10 hit points.
And I am going to healing word Jay.
All right. She says, "I have a little bit left. Does anybody really want to be topped off? Who wants a little health?"
You get 7, Jay.
Yep, I'm still down about 15, so if you wanted to give me one more heal, that'd be fine. But we also, I don't know if we're gonna rest. Like, I still have all my hit die, and
I think we're probably gonna rest.
Well, we have to go take care of the stuff up north
Yeah.
of us.
We should take a short rest. Let's go into this room and take a short rest here.
can we
Before
actually
do
take a
that,
quick break?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take a fiver.
Okay.
Well, we need to search the bodies though.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's see. On the bodies, the guards each have like kind of a simple armor, like a chest plate type deal. Nothing special. They each carry a spear. The Baron had a rapier and a ring and a set of fine clothes that are probably not very fine anymore.
Is somebody
much gold
putting
did
this
he
into
have
our party loot?
He did not have any gold on his person. I'm sorry. What was that, Jay?
We should be putting all this stuff into our party loot.
You should. The rapier.
Party
Basically, the
inventory.
only stuff really worth taking is 2 spears and a rapier, if you're so inclined, and the ring that you know is magical, but you don't know what it is.
I don't have identify.
Mhm. But remember, we said if you are proficient in Arcana, you can attempt to identify it in a short. think it's still there.
One would think that it's.
One would think it's still there. Yeah.
He would have heard me roar, though. I would imagine. Of course, maybe he's used to that since they're next to the torture room. Can I try to harvest anything from the baby dragon? Any teeth or scales or anything?
You know what? Cringe, take an inspiration dice for that, since I'm handling experience differently. You guys could. Let me see if it's high enough for it to be worth it for you, because baby dragon scales aren't quite as natural armory as. There's not going to be not much for you there, but for druids who won't wear metal, dragon scales are actually really valuable.
I mean, even if it's something we can sell, like it's just something to have.
I was more thinking as to make something as armor for Merrick.
Okay.
But let me see.
Lots of stuff we can do. Is it some
What
kind
are we
of,
doing to make armor for Merrick?
I was gonna see if we could harvest anything from the baby dragon, any scales or teeth or claws or anything.
Let's see. What skill would that be? Nature? I'm gonna say nature. Oh, you know what? Actually, I know exactly where I can look for that. Hold on a minute. I got it.
It might be survival.
I'm gonna look right now.
Or medicine. Because you're like working with the anatomy. I think that's usually what Mercer does. Is
DMG 258.
He normally does like a medicine check to know the anatomy and how to harvest it correctly. Either way, I probably shouldn't be the one doing it unless it's strength based. So maybe somebody could come do it and I could help.
Let's see.
Probably Merrick would be the one that would make the most sense.
It depends on what kind of check it is, I guess. Like, if it's survival, I could totally do it just fine. I might not be as good as Merrick, but my survival's a +4.
So, Merrick, you owe Crench a thank you, because I didn't even think about it. By the way, Jay, you know how the inspiration die work, right?
I get to take advantage on something?
No, basically it's exactly